Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Quick housekeeping. Check out the affiliate links in our description. Using them supports the show, and please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
You know, we've all seen how finding stuff online has changed over the years, like from those old directories to just getting instant answers now. But what if how we search is about to change again, like really fundamentally? Today, we're digging into Google's big announcement from I/O on May 20th. It's their new AI mode in search.
Exactly. And this isn't just, a small update. It's a total rethink of Google search. The core idea is using advanced generative AI. So instead of mostly getting like a list of websites.
Right, the blue links.
Yeah, the blue links. The idea is you can get these synthesized, almost expert level answers, especially when you ask those really tricky multi-part questions.
Okay, so it's not just pointing you to the info, it's trying to understand it for you. Is that the idea?
That's a good way to put it. And a big part of that is the conversational interface. You can ask complex stuff, follow-up questions, sort of like chatting with someone who really knows their topic. And this is all running on their newest AI model, Gemini 2.5 Pro.
Gemini 2.5 Pro. Okay, that sounds powerful. What's special about it for this?
Well, one really interesting bit is this technique they call query fan-out. So imagine you ask a complex question. The AI breaks that down into, like, hundreds of related smaller questions instantly.
Hundreds, wow.
Yeah. And Gemini 2.5 Pro searches for answers to all those sub-questions at the same time, then pulls it all together into one comprehensive answer. It's not just casting a wide net, it's like sending out a whole team of specialist researchers.
That's a really helpful way to think about it. And I heard that early testers were asking, like, much longer questions.
They were, yeah. Reports said queries were often 2 to 3 times longer than what you'd normally type into Google, which kind of shows people are already thinking about using it for more complex information gathering.
Right. Okay, so it answers complex questions. But I also saw something called deep search. What's that about?
Deep search. Think of that as being for really in-depth research. It's like asking the AI to generate a full report on a topic for you, and it even includes citations. So if you're really digging into something complicated...
For work, maybe, or just learning something new.
Exactly. It could potentially shave off a lot of that initial grunt work research time.
Okay, that could be huge. And then there was Project Mariner. That sounded different, almost like a virtual assistant built right into search.
That's basically the goal, yeah. Project Mariner is designed to act like a virtual agent. So you could ask it to, say, compare flight prices for you, or maybe find concert tickets. It would go out, grab that info, and present it nicely.
Streamlining things so you don't have to jump between loads of different tabs and sites.
Precisely. And then there's Search Live, which uses your camera.
Yeah, what does that do?
Search Live is about connecting the real world to your search. You use your phone camera, maybe through Google Lens, point it at something.
Like a plant or a landmark.
Right. Identify it, and then you can ask follow-up questions right there, in real time. It makes the link between seeing something and learning about it much more immediate.
Okay, so we've got this advanced reasoning, these agent capabilities. What about personalization? That's always a big question, isn't it? Privacy and all that.
Yeah, it is. And Google seems very focused on making this optional. You can choose to connect AI mode to your Gmail, your calendar, other Google stuff. If you do, it can tailor results. Like the example they gave was planning a trip to Nashville. It could suggest restaurants near the hotel you've already booked if it sees that booking in your Gmail.
Ah, okay. But you have to explicitly opt in.
Yes. They're stressing user control, and they say it'll be clear when your personal data is being used to shape the results. That transparency seems key.
Good. That's important. Now, something else that caught my eye was generating charts and graphs right in the search results.
Oh, yeah. That's potentially really powerful for understanding data. If you're searching for stuff with lots of numbers, sports stats, financial data, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that can just be a wall of text sometime.
Right. But AI mode can actually create custom charts right there for you. Bar charts, line graphs, pie charts, scatter plots, quite a few types. It turns the raw numbers into something visual and, frankly, easier to grasp.
That's a big step up from just tables. Can you tweak the charts?
Apparently so. Adjusting colors, labels, titles. And for things like sports or finance where data changes fast, it pulls from up-to-date feeds. So the visual should be pretty current, almost real time.
Okay, so going back to those agent features, it sounds like this is moving way beyond just finding pages and more into, like, doing things online for you.
That definitely seems to be the direction, yes. Expanding its role to be more of a web assistant, we're talking comparing ticket prices and then actually helping you buy them through partners.
Yeah.
Booking restaurant tables, scheduling local appointments, even watching product prices and letting you buy when you give the okay.
Wow. So it could handle some of those tedious online chores.
That's the promise, taking over some of the repetitive clicking and form filling.
Like a digital concierge inside search. What about just general online shopping? Any changes there?
Yeah, shopping tools are getting an upgrade too, helping you narrow down options, compare features and prices side by side more easily, and facilitating the purchase right there. They even mention a virtual try-on feature for clothes using a photo you upload.
Virtual try-on. Okay, that's pretty futuristic for search. Now, with all this potential back and forth asking questions, refining things, how well does it handle a longer conversation? Does it remember what you were talking about?
That's another key improvement they're highlighting. It's built for extended, multi-turn conversations, so you can ask a question, get an answer, then ask a follow-up, or clarify something more naturally. Gemini 2.5 Pro is meant to keep track of the context of your chat.
So it doesn't just forget everything after each question?
Hopefully not. No, that's crucial for making it feel genuinely conversational.
This all sounds incredibly complex behind the scenes. What's the engine driving all this?
Well, the core is that Gemini 2.5 Pro model, which they say has significantly better performance. And underpinning that is Google's hardware, their 7th generation TPUs, the Ironwood ones. You need serious processing power for this kind of reasoning at scale. But it's also worth remembering this AI mode isn't replacing the regular Google search we all know. It's presented as a separate mode you can choose to use.
Okay, so it's an addition, not a replacement. Good to know. So for someone listening, someone who really likes to stay informed, learn efficiently, what are the main takeaways here? What's the big picture?
I think for people who do a lot of research or need deep analysis, the power users, maybe AI mode, offers this new way to get synthesized insights, generate reports, potentially save a lot of time. For more everyday use, it aims to simplify tasks like planning trips, shopping, getting quick visual data. And that opt-in nature for personalization is important for addressing privacy concerns.
It definitely feels like a potential step change. What's the general vibe been? What are people saying about this announcement?
Well, there's definitely excitement. A lot of talk about Google's AI capabilities and how fast their models seem to be improving. You know, the performance gains are pretty substantial. But there's also, naturally, some discussion and maybe skepticism, too. Questions about relying too much on AI summaries and what this means for websites that rely on traffic from traditional search clicks.
Right, the impact on publishers is a big question mark.
Yeah. It is. It's a major shift. And like any big shift, it raises complex questions with different viewpoints.
So yeah, pulling it all together, this AI mode really does sound like a significant evolution for Google search.
I think that's fair to say. It's pushing towards being more conversational, more capable of deep research, more personalized if you want it to be. Plus, adding these new tools for getting things done and visualizing information, it's adding layers of capability.
It certainly sounds like a potentially powerful new tool, whether you're digging deep or just trying to be more efficient online. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How could these kinds of AI search tools change more than just finding links? How might they reshape, how we learn things, how we make decisions day to day, even how we interact with the whole digital world? What new questions or paths does this open up for you?
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.